this was a Hollywood movie, this would be my nightmare scene. I wouldn't bat an eye jumping in with great white sharks, being covered in a swarm of stinging bees, or going right in the middle of a pride of lions. But I am petrified of rats. I'll only agree to do this if there was a glass between me and them. Rats can jump 3 feet into the air. Just imagine them scrabbling on your face. But I have got to come to terms with my fear of rats. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to meet rats all around the world.
First, I'm going to meet rats here at home, then in all kinds of exotic places. This is my quest to get to know and love them. I wouldn't say I have a phobia about rats, but they do give me the creeps. And worldwide there are over 400 species. Why exactly do they scare me? Is it that long naked tail, or because they spread disease, or is it the spooky places where they live? My journey starts with a dose of therapy just down the road. This is my local pub, the Black Horse, near Bristol in England, and I am learning to confront my fears of rats with this little thing. This is Haw Haw. He's a 5-day-old orphaned brown rat. When I was little, I read a book by a famous English naturalist, and he had a pet wild rat, and he called it Haw Haw, just like I've called him. Frightening? No. He needs feeding every 2 or 3 hours. It's a special milk diet, and he's sucking the milk from the bread. The milk's a special milk full of vitamins and all the calcium that he needs. He loves that. If he was with his mother, she'd lick him after he'd suckled. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm simulating that by using some wet cotton wool on his tummy there, and that makes him go to the toilet without being stimulated. These little rodents would die from a build-up of toxins. He's not going to stay this cute for very long. Let's put him down. Over the next 6 months, we're going to help each other. He's an orphan, I'll look after him, and he'll help me overcome my fear. But eventually, little Haw Haws grow up into these. The sewers. I'd never come down here alone, but I've got pest control expert John Simmons to hold my hand. However, the real dangers here are flooding and lethal gases, not the rats. So, if there was a bubble of methane, this thing would start beeping like crazy.
So give us a chance.
But, it's raining outside. The noise of it. And we'd be in big trouble if these sewers filled up with water. But rats are pretty good swimmers.
Very good swimmers.
Rats are such good swimmers, they can perform a feat that gives me nightmares. They can sneak up on you when you're most vulnerable. I don't think I'll ever be able to go to the bathroom again, but this little invader will be fine. Rats have been seen at sea over half a mile out, and they can tread water for an astonishing 3 days. I've a sneaking admiration for their swimming prowess, but they have other skills that can be deadly. John, but rats in the toilet, that's scary but not dangerous, but their gnawing can be a problem, can it?
Well, that's right. The characteristic of all rodents are they continually growing incisive teeth.
Rats' teeth can grow 1/4 of an inch in a week. If they didn't gnaw constantly, those incisors would grow right through their jaws. Their persistent gnawing can be disastrous for us. But it's when rats get their teeth into your electrics that the real sparks fly. In America, rats cause $19 billion worth of property damage every year. I can hear scurryings and scratchings everywhere. It's probably my imagination, but I've had about as much as I can take down here. Fresh air at last, but we haven't left the rats behind. This is John's main battlefield. So the poison's in there?
Yeah.
In any city centre, you're never more than 10 feet or so from a rat. They'll eat anything we eat, and lots of things we don't. From junk food to computer cables and car engine hoses, these ultimate scavengers are tough to control. In our most public places, rats just get on with their private lives. As well as eating virtually anything, another reason for the rat's success is that they breed extremely fast. A female brown rat can have 22 young in a single litter and 10 litters every year. That's 220 new rats. Oh, they remind me of Haw-Haw. And rat mums are devoted parents. This one's been disturbed and she's relocating her little ones to a safer spot. In only 12 weeks' time, these babies will be having babies of their own. No wonder rats are everywhere. Sometimes rat populations get so huge they can even be seen on security cameras, alerting rat busters like John. Hang on, who are these two dodgy looking blokes? John, that's the rat cam there. That's
cam there. It's got one.
And you've got some more bait stations.
I've got a few around here we need to check now.
Let's see what we've got. How long's this trap been here?
This has been here for over a week now. Oh, there you go, Nigel's one there. One has been in and eaten the poison.
So it's had the bait and then just died next to the bait station, yeah?
That's right.
And if you didn't do this, the place would be overrun with them.
That's right. I mean, you can see yourself, there's just so much food and nesting material available. It's just a rat haven at the end of the day.
Because of us and leaving waste around and providing perfect breeding sites.
Just
that's
generally being a society of wasters and throw-it-awayers, really, yeah.
If we didn't fight back, rats would take over our cities. And it's the same in the countryside. Rats love grain. They destroy a fifth of the world's harvest. But here near Oxford, they've got to get past Dennis O'Donoghue and his champion Jack Russells.
Where there's grain, there's
rats. Yes.
Oh, these are droppings here.
Yes, you can see all the droppings there.
I mean, Jack's a champion. What's the 14 rule?
Treble 14, 14 inches to the top of the shoulder.
14 inches down there, and then what, 14
inches from the shoulder to the tail, and 14 pound in weight.
How much does Jack
he just weighs 14.
He weighs the perfect 14 pounds.
Yeah, he is indeed.
You had a amazing day here. What happened?
Oh yes, we had 400 in 2 hours and 20 minutes.
These images aren't pleasant, but hundreds and hundreds more simply escaped.
I feel a bit sad. I've got a little pet rat called Haw Haw that I've reared.
Oh, bring him out. My dogs would love him.
No, that would be terrible.
Jack's not getting anywhere near Haw Haw, and nor are any other predators. We're on a day out to a walk-through shark aquarium. Hey, Haw Haw's now 4 weeks old. He's fully furred. He's mainly eating solid food now. I give him lots of grain and little bits of fruit. He's a brown rat, of course, and he's very successful in Northern Europe and America. But there's another species of rat that takes their place in the tropics and subtropics. Black rats have bigger ears and eyes, but overall they're smaller than brown rats. Sometimes their territories overlap, and that can mean trouble. Black rat is vanquished. In disputes over territory, size always matters. In places where both species can be found, brown rats are more at home down in the basement, while black rats prefer an attic address. Using its tail for balance, it walks across wires like tightropes and uses a homemade trapeze with the greatest of ease. Black rats are even more agile than brown. They can leap over 10 times their body length and sail 5 feet through the air. You know what I'm thinking? What if this jumped on my head? My fear of black rats has its roots in centuries of history. They carried plague to many European cities. In 1645, an outbreak of the Black Death struck Scotland's capital, and Edinburgh lost more than half of its population. I wanted to know more about the part rats played and met up with local historian Elsa Templeton. We're in the streets of the old city, and the new city's built above us.
That's right. This is the original level of the streets just here.
And how old are these streets?
They date back to the 1500s.
So at the height of the Black Death, this street would have been terrifying.
It would have been horrible.
The victims were sealed in, were they?
They were actually closed in an effort to quarantine and prevent the plague spreading.
Oh dear, so we'd be picking our way over corpses and there'd be scurrying rats.
The rats were horrifying in here.
Plague ravaged Europe from the 14th century. For everyone, life was tough, a constant battle against disease. The people had no idea that the rats that swarmed around them carried a deadly cargo, fleas. The insects' flattened bodies are ideal for swimming through fur in search of a meal of blood. When a black rat died, the fleas jumped ship, and if there was no other rat nearby, a human body would do. While feeding on our blood, the flea injected plague bacteria, which led to vomiting, hideous swellings, and an agonizing death. There's meant to be the ghosts of some plague victims.
This is meant to be one of the most haunted streets in Scotland.
A nursery rhyme still used today describes the circular welts caused by the plague. The spirits of its child victims live on. This ghost Annie, how old do people think she was when she died?
She was apparently in her 9th year.
She'd have been walled in here alone and just...
And left to die.
And all because of the bite of a rat flea.
Indeed.
But surely Europe's greatest memorial to plague victims is the chilling All Saints Church in the Czech Republic. The building is adorned with the remains of more than 40,000 people. Look at this. Chandeliers made of human bones that are 700 years old. That really sends a shiver down my spine. So many people were killed by plague, the famous graveyard got overcrowded and the bones were moved inside instead. This pile alone contains more than 10,000 skulls. But this creepy church isn't helping me conquer my fear of rats. When you see how human populations can be decimated by the plague, perhaps that's why some of us have that ingrained fear of rats. Little Haw-Haw here, he's now 10 weeks old. And this is his first trip to the seaside. It's a little bit nippy, and you've got to wear a jacket, but us English will go to the seaside at every possible opportunity. Haw-Haw's helping me see that rats aren't all bad. They have a good side too. Many people swear they make charming companions. Keeping and breeding rats as pets began in England in the mid-1800s. Today there are more than 50 varieties, all from wild brown ancestors. So what makes a rat stand out from the rest? I asked expert adjudicator Antonia Robinson. What are you looking for?
What you're looking for is a rat that's healthy and shiny. You're looking for a rat with good proportions. You want her to be racy, you don't want her to be too fat.
So not too chubby?
No podgy does.
No chubby rats?
What we're looking for is a supermodel to the rat world. So we want to have big eyes and we want to have sort of, lovely long whiskers.
Antonia, so how long have people been sort of interested in rats?
Since the mid-19th century. The first fancy rat keeper was probably Queen Victoria's rat catcher, who was called Jack Black.
Jack Black, and if he saw a sort of different colour variety, he'd keep it and breed it, yes?
He'd keep it and breed it, and they became quite popular pets for middle-class Victorian children, actually. There's some lovely postcards you can see of sort of little Victorian girls all in their dresses, their fancy dresses, with their albino rats sitting beside them. The craze for fancy rats Jack Black had started spread like wildfire and soon crossed the Atlantic to the United States. Look at that. This house in the suburbs of Chico, California looks pretty normal, but you will not believe the outrageous creatures that are inside. Debbie, this must be yours. You're the famous rat lady. Each of these rats has a story. What's this one here?
This one was rescued from being sold as snake food.
What are the other stories of these?
Well, we have the couple boys that were dumped at a gas station. We have a rat that was left behind in a house when somebody moved away.
You're the founder of the Rat Fan Club. How many members does that have?
We have about 600 members worldwide in about 15 countries.
And I'm trying to like rats, but it's difficult. Why do you like rats?
They're very
you love rats, don't you?
I love rats. They're very much like people. They love to be with us. They're very friendly and affectionate.
Rats talk to each other using very high frequencies, way beyond the limit of the human ear. You told me to bring this from England. This is a bat detector, and it detects the high frequency sounds that bats make. Now, so what? And you said that they actually like being tickled. Let's turn it on. That's an extraordinary sound. It is laughing, isn't it? A rat laughing.
It sounds like a rat laughing, doesn't it?
And they love that tickling. And you've got some really phenomenal looking rats, haven't you?
I have some strange ones.
Can we see those?
Let's go.
These are really bizarre, aren't they?
Yeah, these are the different ones.
Oh, well, can I hold that?
That's the full hairless. Her name is Ilea.
And how long have people bred these? I mean...
Probably about the last 10 years. I like them because you can see the little wrinkles on their face. You can see their expressions.
They feel really warm as well. It's a good hot water bottle, I'd imagine. One of my fears is because of the tails, and look at that.
That's a little tailless girl. Yep, that's
and that hasn't been docked or anything. They've been bred without a tail.
That's right. That's normal. She was born that way.
So it's sort of like a hamster with a long snout.
Only much sweeter.
And all of these have been bred from brown rats. That's their descendants, the wild brown rat.
That's right. Here's a Dumbo.
My mum used to call me Dumbo when I was a little boy because my ears are so big.
Well, you should like these then. Look, there you go.
I see. So the normal rats, the ears come up and these like drop down.
Yeah, these are down on the side of their head.
My mum used to put sellotape on my ears to keep my ears in.
Well, I think it worked.
They're right now. Brilliant. Thank you so much for showing me. That's my favourite. I mean, that is a weird animal, isn't it? A weird animal.
As well as being great companions, rats have helped save millions of human lives. In California, I met up with neurologist Dr. Mark Tazinski. So, Mark, I mean, we really owe a great debt of gratitude, don't we, to laboratory rats? I mean, in some ways, they're just like us.
That's certainly true. We do owe a great debt of gratitude, and, you know, one can almost make an analogy that the rat is like the Volkswagen Beetle to we humans as Ferraris. That, you know,
A Rolls-Royce, please. I'm from England.
Okay, Rolls-Royce, if you wish.
So all the systems are the same, and that's why we can learn so much about human diseases. And
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the similarities are probably at the 95% level.
And rats were the start of many breakthroughs in science and medicine, weren't they?
Oh, they've been critical for breakthroughs in both treatment for disease and understanding of basic biology. For example, in spinal cord injury.
I mean, Christopher Reeve, Superman, had that terrible accident, and rats may be helping find a cure for that.
Rats will be critical to the discovery of new treatments for things like spinal cord injury.
And for smallpox, polio, cancer, Alzheimer's, and organ transplants too. You're a great ambassador for them, but we've got to do this quickly, haven't we? Because your eyes could start watering at any minute.
Yep, that's right. Ironically, I developed an allergy to rats about 2 to 3 years after starting to work with them.
You better get out before you start sneezing.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
R-A-T-S, let's go rats! R-A-T-S.
Rats are also highly valued by psychologists. Next, a really strange event. You're going to be absolutely flabbergasted. I'm at the Nebraska Wesleyan University, and this is their annual Olympics. It's an Olympics for rats. This is my rat Nipper in the blue colours, and this is the first race, the 14-foot dash. Come on, Nipper! Come on, Nipper!
R-A-T-S.
Flipping fantastic! Nipper matched the record for this one. She sprinted 5 yards in just 2.8 seconds.
Yeah!
Then there's the rope climb.
Go, rats, go! Go, rats, go!
More sprinting. And that old favourite, the tightrope. Rats can lift the equivalent of their own body weight. That's like me bench pressing 200 pounds. But Nipper hardly made the weight of her own head. The long jump record is just over 4 feet. And top rats run the 5-yard hurdles in a mere 4.2 seconds. Nipper took 6. Nipper was pathetic at weightlifting, pitiful at the hurdles, but now she's going head-to-head with Mia. If she can win the rope climb, she will be the Olympic champion and the gold medalist. Come on, Nipper, please. Come on, Nipper. Come on. Come on, Nipper. Come on, Nipper. Yay! Just there. The athletic prowess, hello Haw-Haw. The athletic prowess of those rats is staggering. And I'm sure Haw-Haw could be a champion If he wasn't so lazy, he spends most of the day cleaning and sitting in this little hammock. He's fully grown now. He won't get much bigger than that. He's about as big as brown rats get. But believe it or not, there are other species of rats that can be 6 times his size. And to really confront my nemesis, I've got to go and find those mega rats. To do that, I must leave the leafy lanes of England and fly to the tropical rainforests of Australia. Blood-sucking horrors like these leeches I can cope with. Constricting snakes are child's play. It's the idea of huge rodents that puts me off. I'm a little nervous about meeting a giant rat that's so formidable it can outfight a cat. But that's not why I'm making this detour. I'm not trying to put off the meeting. It's because the owner of this property has told me about a sighting that is remarkable and rare. There it is. Look. Way. This is. Hey, look at that. Got me right there. This is a scrub python. Well, she's trying to get away there. You do not want to be bitten. Look at that mouth opening there. And they have a really wide gape. Well, oh, she got me in the arm there. It's the largest snake in Australia. It's one of the top 5 in the world. They can exceed 20 feet in length. These are constrictors. They're not venomous, of course. Whee! When you see the size of that head, look at that mouth. And they've got a pretty big gape, these pythons, and they need that to swallow prey items. And look at the meal she's just had. That is a huge bulge. It's not a rat. The rats don't get as big as this. It's actually a kind of wallaby called a paddy melon. And if you don't know what they are, you've got to keep watching, because we will definitely see some paddy melons when it gets dark. And this is beautiful. The scrub python has another name. It's called the amethystine python. That's because if you look on the scales, in the light, they gleam like an amethyst. There's blue and purple, just like mother of pearl. I adore snakes because they have this surreal beauty and elegant strategies for survival. But I wonder if I started liking them because of my fear of rats. Snakes are the ultimate rat traps. And I'm gonna let her go now and carry on my quest to come face to face with a giant rat. But what a beautiful animal. As night falls, my senses begin to play tricks on me, but I'll know a rat if I see one. There's one. My first glimpse of a giant white-tailed rat. Here in Queensland, you often see them run across tracks or across the road, but there's one place where you can get really close to them. Chambers Rainforest Lodge is a fantastic place to view nocturnal animals, especially if you have treats to lure them in. Look at that. It's not a rat, but it is a marvellous red-legged paddy melon. That's an adult. The python had swallowed a baby one earlier. That's what was inside the python. And these are a kind of wallaby that live in the rainforest. You can see the wonderful red legs. And these, they are lovely. They mainly feed on figs and dead leaves, but they love potatoes. That's what they're fed here, and that's why they gather around the verandas. This looks a bit more like a rat, but like the paddy melon, it has a pouch. So it's a marsupial, a sugar glider. Sugar gliders are omnivorous. That means they'll feed on anything. They've even been known to jump in midair and catch moths in flight. But they love nectar. They pollinate eucalyptus trees. And they tear into bark to feed on the sap that comes out from beneath. And this is a wonderful feeling. tongue licking the honey off my hand. But I could do this all night. But I have. Look at that. I've got a rat to find. And also I'm quite hungry myself. And a cheese toastie would be good. We got nuts, we got honey, and now a toastie. Surely no rat could resist. At last, a giant white-tailed rat. They can be over a foot long, with a tail that's a foot as well, and they can weigh over double the size of the largest brown rat. And look at the power of those teeth. It's actually broken into the really tough shell of a macadamia nut. They can gnaw into anything, and their teeth are so powerful. Look at that, he really is enjoying that. The teeth are so powerful, they can even gnaw into tin cans. And Australians that have had them in their houses, they swear that these rats can even read the labels on the food cans. I must say, even though he's a rat, this is a beautiful animal, and I want to find out more. There's a researcher who's been hot on their tails for years. Eleanor Collins studies how they disperse seeds. Hello, Eleanor.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Well, I've attached cotton bobbins to the seeds to figure out where they're going.
So the rats take the seeds and then let's follow it. It's like a big spider's web in the forest at night.
Over that way, it seems.
It's going down the slope a bit, isn't it? Now, we've gone about 30 feet of these vines. What's the record they've taken a seed?
It's about 100 metres.
So that's 300 feet. Following the cotton. The cotton goes down here.
And it's gone right into a hole under the tree here.
And this is the sort of place where they cache them. Oh, look at that. And that's a beautiful seed. What sort of seed is that?
That's a poison walnut.
Is there anything else in there?
There's another one.
Look at that,
here.
and that's a gnawed one. How many do you sometimes
They
find?
can sometimes store up to 20 in under the roots.
And they're important for dispersing seeds
Yes.
in the rainforest.
Yes.
But it's getting light. Should we go and look at the traps?
Yep.
Disperse seeds in the forest. As well as mapping where they take the seeds, Eleanor traps the rats to check them over.
Vanilla.
And let's see if there's a big rat in this one. Listen to that, he's roaring at us. That's a warning, is it?
It's a warning to say go away, and he does that with other males as well.
Oh, what a monster. This is much more of a heavyweight than the rat. I have never seen anything like that. Can we see how much you put in gloves? Why'd you put gloves on?
Because they carry a pretty nasty disease, leptospirosis. Some of them can
Of course,
do.
that's Weil's disease. That's bad, isn't it? Probably that smells as well, doesn't it? It's got that
Smells of that rat urine.
that characteristic rat smell. And just to blow like that, and if you blow them, that gets them into the bag, yeah?
Yep,
They
there we go.
don't like the stream of air. And how much does it weigh? God, that's 800 grams. That's nearly 1.5 pounds. A 1.5, let's fill that, a 1.5 pound rat.
It's a big rat.
And have a look at that tail, because that tail fascinates me. It's the thing that people find repulsive about rats. These giant white-tailed rats have another name. They're also called mosaic-tailed because they have tile-like scales. They help them grip onto branches when they're climbing in the trees. Can I let him go now? Or let her go? Compared to Haw-Haw, that one's a giant. But where I'm going next, there's one 3 times bigger. North of Australia lies the island of New Guinea. Cloaked in dense tropical forest, it's one of the wildest places I've ever been. And down there, somewhere, is a monster. I've been invited to the tiny village of Selbang, high in the Star Mountains. I'm probably the very first Englishman ever to come here. And what a welcome party. Somewhere in this crowd is American mammal expert Christopher Helgen.
What's all this noise going on?
Traditional welcome dance.
Now I've got a question for the whole village. Who knows their rats?
What's this one here? Menim. Do the hunters here, they know they could help us find some rats?
Oh yes, they are prepared to help.
And you can catch them?
Yes.
We can't do it on our own.
Selbang will be my home for the next week, and I'm staying with a local family. They've cooked a welcome meal, but I forgot to say I'm vegetarian. Sweet potatoes on the side are fine, but look what's in the pot.
I don't want to ask, but is...
Yeah, that's a giant rat right there.
And it's a delicacy here.
Absolutely. It's a main source of protein for the people up in the highlands here in New Guinea.
Chris has another surprise.
This is Malomy's Istapanap. It's one of the largest rats in the world.
Look at that.
This is...
That is a monster, isn't it? It's a phenomenal animal, isn't it? It's hard to believe it's a rat.
It's like a small dog, with fur like a dog.
And this is called the subalpine giant rat.
That's right, that's the common name.
This woolly rat was caught by a dog, and it's only the 6th of its kind to be seen by scientists. And tomorrow, Rocky here will help us try to find a 7th that's alive. All my thoughts seem to revolve around rats. Even on my early morning jog, I've become the Pied Piper. Four hours of trekking later, and we're still not high enough to look for giant rats. By this stage, I'm a man obsessed.
I've got to ask you this. What does that boiled rat taste like, Chris?
Boiled giant rat?
Yeah.
It's juicy. It tastes a lot like squirrel.
I'm eating squirrel off
The taste of rat is one experience I can live without. But after this climb, we'd better see a live one. Our guide Simeon moves really easily, but he's got a lower centre of gravity than me. Remember the Rat Olympics? My turn for the tightrope.
This looks precarious, but it's easy peasy, really.
We're at 9,000 feet.
So we're high enough for woolly rats now, yeah?
That's right.
And it's going to be night soon, so what, we're going to split up?
Yeah, why don't you head up with Simeon, and I'm going to go with Charles.
Okay.
And,
okay, Simeon.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Best
We've got
of
to
luck.
find one.
We've a slim chance of seeing a living giant rat. It's not like looking for brown rats in the city. These rainforest rats are rare, and there's so many places for them to hide.
Simeon, can you hear Rocky barking?
It's an animal. Cuscus.
It's been a muddy and wet day, but there's the reward. And this is Stein's cuscus. There's 6 species found in these mountains. They feed on leaves, but this one feeds on quite a lot of flowers. Got these massive, look at those massive eyes. This is unique to New Guinea, and even though it's a marsupial, not a rat, it's made the whole of this day worthwhile. And that is a very rare species indeed.
Brilliant. Thanks, Simeon. Shall we go?
We climbed the mountains for 6 nights in a row, but with no luck. Now it's my final morning. In an hour or so, the plane will be back to pick me up. But Selbang has one more surprise in store for me.
Hey, Chris and Nigel, come.
Got something?
One of the hunters has just returned from the forest with a live giant rat. It's not the woolly one we've been looking for, but it's still huge.
This is the black-tailed giant rat.
Black-tailed giant rat. Look at that. That is a monster. Oh, hey.
This really is a very dangerous animal.
It's very strong.
Roaring.
Really
And these have got really big teeth. Yeah.
big teeth, big jaw muscles.
Let's have another look if I be
Very
careful. Look.
Very careful.
That's it. And this great,
One of the largest rats in the world.
great black. It's beautiful, isn't it? This scaly black tail.
That's right. That's right. Completely black. This is really one of the largest rats in the world.
Wow.
Nigel, this is a very focused animal.
Wow, that is. Wow, look at this. Wow.
Wow.
And I think I read a report the teeth can actually go right through the thumbnail and through the thumb.
Right through. It takes an incredible, skillful hunter to
So
bring one of
that's
these back.
well done, Tom. That's great. Can we let him go now? Let him go, Tom. I know you want.
This one's so rare, I can't bear to let it be eaten.
And look at that. Thanks for showing me that. Brilliant. You're a brave guy. Those teeth.
I'm gonna miss this place, but I'm not finished with my rat quest quite yet. My final greatest challenge is in India.
The hustle and the bustle here. This is a brilliant place. I've come to the state of Rajasthan for the ultimate in rat aversion therapy.
It's baking hot, but I'm wearing 3 pairs of socks. I may look uncool, but you'll see there's method in my madness. First, a 6-hour camel trip to the temple of Kani Mata. I've been invited to a wedding, but strangely, it may also help me conquer my fear of rats. To enter a holy place, everyone takes their shoes off. I don't usually mind, but this is no ordinary temple.
I've met the biggest rats in the world. I'm even become attached to Haw-Haw, my rat at home. But can I cope with the temple of Kani Mata? You feel little bumps in your socks. And I think those bumps are rat droppings.
Judging by the bare feet, no one else minds. But I'm so glad of my extra socks.
It's 40 degrees centigrade, but I have got the shivers. You are not going to believe what I'm seeing. This is a holy place. It is packed to the rafters with black rats.
I'm being really careful not to step on one. I can't afford it. If you kill a rat, you're honor bound to pay the temple its weight in gold. Kani Mata was a holy woman said to have worked miracles in the 15th century. Legend has it that when one of her followers died, they would be reincarnated in the form of a rat. Now, in the temple, there's an estimated population of 10,000. The rats are worshipped. People come from miles around to pray to them and offer sugar and sweetmeats. Couples also come to have their marriages blessed amidst the chaos. These temple rats are everywhere, and no one seems to bat an eyelid. But will I ever be as nonchalant as this? Even I've got used to walking past a sea of swarming rodents. But there's one more test I need to pass to prove to myself that I've got over my fear of rats. And that's getting down on their level, face to face, whisker to whisker.
You wouldn't believe how much courage this is taking. I shouldn't need courage at all because none of these rats have tried to bite me or shown any aggression towards me. But 6 months ago, I'd have run a mile if I'd seen just one rat. And now I don't like it when they try to get on my trouser leg. Now I'm surrounded by a sea of them. My goodness. There's one just on my shoulder here. I've come a long way in accepting rats. But there's still one thing I just couldn't do.
Well, the bell tolls, but for whom? It's meant to be lucky with these holy rats, to share food with them and eat the same food that they have drooled over. But to be honest, I could not do this. Sharing a meal with rats, I just had to bail out. But I've come a long way in understanding them. They're intelligent and resourceful, but the trouble with rats is their success is often at our expense. They definitely carry disease, unwittingly of course, so you can't really blame them. But they've also helped us humans in finding cures for our diseases, as well as being delightful companions, coming in a whole variety of sizes and colours. I watched Haw Haw grow from a tiny pup, but now it's time for us to part. He can't travel with me and needs the company of other rats. I still get the shivers thinking about the rats in that temple at Carney Martyr, but I have overcome my fears by spending this very special time with Haw Haw. I'd like to release Haw Haw back into the wild, but he is just too tame for that. And this is the next best thing. This is where he was born. This is a big colony of brown rats at the British Wildlife Centre, a stone's throw from Gatwick Airport. Look at all the runs they have. They've got a wonderful life here. Come on, Haw Haw. Well, it's a whole new world for Haw Haw and a new outlook for me. I wouldn't say I've grown to love rats, but they're not as scary as they used to be.